Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now, before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there, turn on post notifications and follow us on all social media as well, so you never miss out on any stories from around the world of women's football. Now, obviously here in England, it has been quite a few days due to it being the international break and Conti Cup action taking place last week. So the only bits of news we have is that Willie Kirk, former manager of Everton, and yes, I say former, as after the weekend it was announced that he had left the club after a poor start to the season, which sees the Toffees in 8th place. Now, according to reports, former Lyon boss Jean-Luc Vasseur is set to take over from Willie Kirk for the rest of the season on a 2.5-year deal. However, as the time of recording, there has been no official confirmation from Everton regarding this story. Right, the only other bit of news we have from the WSL is the October Manager, Player and Goal of the Month awards have been announced. No surprises in Manager of the Month nominations. You got Ollie Harder at West Ham, Emma Hayes at Chelsea and Jonas Eidevall at Arsenal. All three thoroughly deserved after the great months that they have had with their respective sides. Player of the Month, again, no surprises with the players that have been nominated. You got Hannah Blundell of Manchester United, who's had an absolute cracking month. There's also, I believe, Beth Mead is on there, Katie McCabe. So there is no real big surprises there, and even the Goal of the Month. I mean, Katie McCabe appears on the list twice. For her stunning goal against Aston Villa and then the one against Everton. So again, no surprises there. And sorry, it's Kim Little, not Beth Mead, for Player of the Month. So yeah, all three good categories, and it'll be very interesting to see who does win it before the resumption of the season after this international break. Now, while I did say it was the end of league action here in England, we have had league action elsewhere across Europe, starting over in Spain, and Barcelona continued their emphatic season, this time beating Sporting Huelva 5-0 with Aitana Bonmati scoring a brace in that game, as well as goals from Alexia Putellas, Irene Paredes and Stephanie Blanco. Elsewhere, the top sides, Atletico Madrid, could only manage a 1-1 draw with Granadilla Tenerife, a result that sees Atletico in 5th in the league. The second team place, Real Sociedad, this past weekend lost 1-0 to Levante, with Carolina Ferres scoring the goal in the 89th minute. However, they played the majority of the game, Sociedad, with 10 players after Manuela Venegas was sent off in the first half. And once again, Real Madrid aren't having the best of times so far this season in the league, as they lost 3-0 to Sevilla. Right, over in Germany this past week, there was a very few shocks on the cards. Starting off with Hoffenheim, they beat Wolfsburg 2-1. Nicole Biller, who's had an excellent season so far for Hoffenheim with a goal and an own goal 8 minutes from time from Lena Oberdorf, gave Hoffenheim the 3 points there. And Bayern Munich also lost this past weekend, losing 3-2 to Frankfurt as well, with Laura Freigang, Sjoeke Nüsken and Shakira Martinez with the goals, with Nüsken's goal coming in the 90th minute for Eintracht Frankfurt. However, Bayern Munich are still top of the league, with Leverkusen in second, Frankfurt in third and Wolfsburg down in fourth. Over in the Netherlands this past week, again we've had the games, and again some surprise results were thrown up. So PSV lost 2-1 on Sunday to Feyenoord. Feyenoord having an excellent season as their first ever in the Vrouwen Eredivisie, whilst PSV are down in 5th. Den Haag played out a very entertaining 4-4 draw with FC Twente, with Jamie Ravensbergen scoring a hat-trick for Den Haag, and there was 4 different scorers for Twente. So having a quick look at the table there, PEC Zwolle top, Feyenoord second, FC Twente third, and Ajax and PSV in 4th and 5th. And finally, over in Italy this past weekend, Sassuolo, their season is continuing to be as amazing as ever. 6 wins out of 6 now, and are looking a formidable side. Obviously, they didn't play this past weekend, but there was only 2 games. On Thursday, Sampdoria beat Pomiglioli 1-0, and Inter Milan beat Roma 1-0 on Sunday in the big game there. So we are now in the international break, so no more games for the next 2 weeks. Early November, mid-November is when we'll next see teams in action. Right, that is all the time we have this week. We'll be back with some more exciting content over the next few days. I am going to an England game this weekend against Northern Ireland, so I'll try and capture some stuff there and see what I can get for you. And until next time, when we have a look back at some of the international stories and any other breaking news from across the world of women's football, make sure, like I said at the start, you're subscribed to this channel, you've got post notifications on, and you are following us on all social media as well, so you never miss out on any news regarding women's football. And until next time, we'll see you soon.